Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. And in this back and forth battle with highlight plays and big clutches, you can't even call it. XSET and Envy, they're going all out to be one of NA's finest. Once again, to qualify as a third team to go to Berlin. We're going to break this all down. I'm Veli, I'm Bach and Marcelli. I'm going to need your help for this one. But let's start this off. We had a head-to-head with BCJ and Crashies. It seemed like both of those players was just so monumental for their rosters.
Well, I mean, looking specifically at Crashies, he actually went completely insane on that map in favor of Envy.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, it's funny, you know, we talk about El Diablo and we go crazy. That must make Crashies Mephisto the right-hand man of El Diablo because he was popping off big time. But BCJ's counterpart was doing the same thing. We saw exactly what we thought we were going to see. The head-to-head battle between the two Sobas, clutch after clutch, but they did favor Envy.
Exactly.
Yes. Now, before we jump into the nitty-gritty and break down what happened, I want to give a special thanks to Zowie. Because of them and by them partnering up with pros, they've made all of this even possible. Now, Zowie and Nursery Gamers have partnered up to call upon all Valorant players that want to see what the pros see. With the new advanced up-to-date software on VCT's chosen monitor, the XL2546K, players now have the ability to save, download, and transfer monitor settings across the globe. Head on over to Nursery Gamers' website where you'll find the settings of the pros and the ability to directly download and try them firsthand. Now, we see Tim's on the screen, and I don't know if it's going to make you as good as him, but hey, you might be able to get out of silver. But let's go ahead and talk about the game right now, Vasily. Now, Crashies, let's be honest, he had big plays that really energized his team whenever he made it happen, and that helped out a player known as El Diablo really pop off.
Exactly. In the hype video, exactly what Victor was saying it. If El Diablo can pop off, that also helps the team. So as Bob mentioned, if now you have somebody like Ye that's going to drop a 4K finally when he gets an off, and you have somebody like Crashies that's going to be getting clutch after clutch, then definitely you see them on the rise right now for Team Envy. What I did notice though for Team Envy is that they played their defender side a little bit more reactively than proactively that I usually used to see them do. Like working on the extremities that we kind of know Envy for, they didn't do that much. And it was just positioning Ye more in passive angles to get the shots and land those shots that actually helped them get a couple of rounds there on that defense. But when you look at XSET on the defense, at some point they caught up, man. It went back and forth, these teams. Just as Riverton was saying, they were trying to read each other, and they're reading each other very well. It all came down to a nice like eco rush that came on the attacker side of like Envy to finally close it off.
Yes, now Bach, taking a look at the screen right now in the stats. 5 objective wins for Envy, while just falling behind 1 time for the frag wins. But at the end of the day, none of that isn't going to matter if they can't pull away with this next map and really put the game to bed. You don't want XSET to wake up. And going to Haven, Envy, you're going to have to bring it their all.
Yeah, you're going to have to watch out for Def, though. Def is starting to heat up. Across the tournament, we've seen his performance consistently increase and improve. And I feel like we're going to see a little bit extra come out from XSET on this next map. At least that's my expectations and honestly my hopes. We know we talked about it yesterday off camera after the interview that Def had. He said, I want to play Ye. I'm looking forward to it. Former teammates, they used to play with each other on the Complexity roster that made it to the Face It Major quarterfinals. Yeah. Like one of the only any teams that had done that at that major. Kind of surprising a lot of people. It was a Cinderella run. So it's cool to see them come together now and kind of clash against each other. Yeah,
and that was Def, Ye, and Android, too, at that point. Yeah. So a lot of people, a lot of players coming through. Exactly. But now, yes, like you said here, Veli, we're going into Haven. I think they do have to bring their A-game at this point. So far, XSET always going through that cursed 13-11 or 11-13 loss. I hope that they have what it takes to pull it into the third map. Both Envy and XSET very comfortable on Haven, but also both teams had mixed results on this map as well, right? So it's not consistent for either of them.
How many 13-11 games are we going to get this event? I feel like Envy has been cursed with this 13-11 thing. Now, luckily this time, they are on the good side.
Yes.
But a lot of these teams, XSET as well.
XSET too.
Yeah, like both of these teams have been in that 13-11 position in the past.
All right, now, ladies and gentlemen, it's about time to see if Envy can put this game to bed and make it as the third team to go to Berlin, or if XSET can even the odds and take it to Breeze, tiebreaker map. Rivington and Doug, this is a good game so far. You guys having fun. Who do you guys think are going to walk away with this?
The nice thing about not giving predictions is that I can't be wrong. That's right. I'm going to opt to plead the fifth and not answer your question. But it has been a ton of fun. I'm Doug, and obviously with me is Riv. The first map was a banger. It went down to the wire. It had highlight plays after highlight plays. We saw the chess match between Def and FNS, and we get to see more. And honestly, we're going to get to see it on a map that probably highlights that even more so.
It is. This is more the true chessboard of a map here, because you need to move your pieces correctly on Haven. We've seen a lot of aggressive strats coming out of both teams already. They'll pull the trigger. Their slow rounds are medium slow. They're still getting into sites quick. They're getting information and using that almost immediately. So I feel like on Haven, that's going to be exacerbated a bit. You're going to have great rotations to defend on both sides. And this just doesn't go for one team right now. Both teams are playing great.
So we see Aaron going for the Cypher this time around. Def hovering the Astra. Presume he's going to lock that in. And then the rest looks pretty standard across the board. For Envy, yeah, things look pretty standard as well. I think the one difference is we see Victor on a Sky roll. And you know, we talked about just how important some agents are as the game evolves. I had this conversation yesterday where Sky, I don't know that Sky is necessarily a must pick on every single map right now, but it's really hard to downplay the importance that she has in the composition.
Her retake ability is pretty absurd. I think one thing that comes into play big is flashes, being able to utilize those, fake those, and kind of work well your flashing. It really allows you to almost make your own angles when you're entering a site, which is important for a team. This is why you see Viper and Sage closing things off. You lessen the angles you have to check, and you can get that. Smokes are a little harder to use because you're giving somebody a place to hide. But just seeing how important she is, you compare that with what could go in that spot, and you're like, I'll still take those flashes and what else she brings to the table with Trailblazer.
Yeah. All right, so Def has locked into Astra, so we're going to see that online. It seems like pretty similar compositions, the KJ versus the Cypher. The one exception, as you see here, XSET's going to be starting off on attack. And Haven's a pretty good map, really, for both of these teams. A 4-2 record for XSET, a 5-3 for Envy. Very similar to the Sentinels 100 Thieves matchup on this map. It's going to be a good one.
Let's see what our start off is. Oh, Sheriff, yay. Okay, I like that. A Tailwind and a Sheriff. There's a story to be told. Let's see what happens there. It's going to be a short peek, it looks like. Short peek, Tailwind out if necessary.
Yeah.
With a little bit of help from Victor if need be right behind. So I like that 3-start stack for Envy on defense. It looks like the default play for XSET, which is super smart to start off here. You don't just want to start giving crashies or somebody's kills to make them that much more confident.
So they invested the cage and they invested the Astra Star to deny a long positioning, but because of how aggressively they play through short, all of that space is gone. Envy has snatched it right out. XSET have no choice but to go elsewhere on the map here.
I think they know it too. They're going to have a tripwire behind them, which makes it a bit easier. That's the one that they will have with camera in mid to check any pushes. It's going to look like a commit here onto the C site.
The dash, the flash comes through as well, and Pure already drops. BCJ is able to trade it out, however, as FNS continuing to anchor on the site. And look at the flank. We talked about it, but they've got to stay alive long enough for Impact to be there. Crashies and the rest of his teammate, they're just running for it. Victor's able to get one. Yay steps back, stays alive. That's so beautifully well played. As he's able to get one, Crashies gets one as well. Crashies gets the last one to give Envy the pistol.
You felt the squeeze of Envy's pressure there right before they hit the site. Oh my word. Adding so much pressure just before they hit. And like you said, full W. Crashies was zooming up log C. As soon as that smoke cleared, he kind of went into an oh crap situation, but then said, you know what, we're here. Let's keep it rolling. So he's like, oh, look out for that flash. I got to keep going though. And nobody really stopped on this. What team play coming in from Envy. And good of XSET to get the spike down, get some of that early money, see what they can do with it in the rounds to come.
And again, I just want to touch on Ye's presence of mind to stay alive. If he doesn't stay alive, if he goes in early, they can turn their attention to C long. There's no pressure there, right? So huge ups from Ye to play that the way that he did.
Good catch on the sonar bolt. I like the high shot there. Oh, Victor almost got his head blown off there if it wasn't a consideration shot by BCJ. That was real close. BCJ takes a bit of damage as they look to move towards mid and see what they can clear out.
Now Now Pure has taken some space away in a main. It's about to be given right back, though, by that drone. And defensively, Envy are in a pretty good spot here, right? Like, they've got the alarm bot to protect Garage. You've got nothing mid, which tends to be where teams in broken economies like to play around.
It's a really great focus and utility so far by Envy. Drone was long, then Trailblazer came short, meaning all of that area in long is clear. The rest of the team now can rotate over towards B and already have a counter to what XSET is setting up for Envy.
And much like the previous round, the story here is the pressure. They were able to just wrap around him, right? Like, and they're just able to suffocate him. Dev? Ooh, I thought Dev was going to make some magic happen, but he's going to drop. Envy get the second 2-round lead.
Quick bits of util, allowing Envy to know how to work around XSET. Obviously, XSET's in their move. It's not much they can do if utility is used across the map that gives Envy that info. But we will have to see if they can start to get these rounds in their favor. Purchases start to come out across the board here. Pure is not close to that Blade Storm, so you are going to have to see a weapon there. At 3,900, you should have full buy, no problem, as that's the tried and true purchase price for armor and a rifle.
Yeah, it looks like we're in a bit of a delay. We'll get you all some info as soon as we can. It's a technical timeout. All right, yep, we'll hop back into action as soon as we possibly can. But as you know, as you were mentioning, Riv, XSET now, they're going to be able to bring better weapons into the fold. You've got Pure, who's in a decent spot to make something happen as well. And folks, if you're just tuning in, to stress the importance of what's happening here, right? Like, to set the stage for what's before us. Envy's one map away. Envy's haven away from punching the ticket to Berlin, from being the third team to represent North America at Masters 3. And XSET obviously is going to have to win this map just to force map 3, right? Just to get to Breeze. So hopefully make that happen as well. It's hard really to paint an accurate picture of just how big of a map this is.
Absolutely, and what it means, we kind of know for both teams that they go to Berlin, but they've both made double roster changes from basically April or May on, built those changes to here, and now find themselves again within the top 4 or 5 of what happens in VCT, and this time it really will matter if they hit the mark. XSET has come leaps and bounds as this team has made changes to get where they are now, and both teams looking fantastic. Either could take this series as XSET look to get on the board with their first gun round here.
Holy A hit, right? Look at the presence, right? You've got Dev, who's going to be watching around the flank. Oh, that's so beautiful! Plays off the drone, forces the op off. Ye gets cleaned up. Pure gets into the back of the site. He's able to get it as well. XSET brute force their way onto the site. They take everything that they possibly want and more as they have full control of A. Now, you've got FNS who's on the flank, but it's going to take forever to get there. You've also got Marved. Well, you had Marved. He's now dropped as well. A 4v1. Excellent response from XSET. They changed the pace, right? Like, they invested util.
Exactly.
It was spicy, and it worked.
Getting in there, that picture perfect shot onto Ye is just, why doesn't it work for me? When people look at my drone or look at my teammate's drone so I can shoot you, oh my word, that was just so clean. Nicely done here by XSET, and like you said, change the pace. Everything that Envy has been doing in these rounds to win is getting to about that 45-second mark in the round, using your 30-whatever-second utility, and then there isn't much time to do anything else after. But you have that knowledge that no one is in that position to push up, and they're pinching off that mid to end portion of the round. XSET did not allow that to happen this time, and Envy find themselves wanting a bit. 2-1 now as XSET looking to grab round 4 here.
Yeah, it was good on FNS there to stay alive. Like, man, that's just so pretty. And that's textbook, right? But when you see it in a situation like that, as clean as it is, it's hard not to admire. It's big on FNS there to stay alive. He's able to keep that weapon into the next round, and he got a kill too, right, to hurt economy a bit. But Ye with the op again. Let's see if he falls for that second time around, while XSET seem to be leaning towards A yet again. Cage provides safe passage for Pure to get across. Ye spots it, not able to land the shot.
Take flight.
Yay, with that naked op this time. No armor on him. He's got to be very careful with his position. You can see he's playing the off angles up top, now down low. One's on site. He may just back off for that pressure as Crashies takes one down as they trade with Pure.
Oh, FNS might be able to span something through the smoke. No, it's actually Aaron who goes to big, but Victor, good for 3 seconds in a great spot, though. Seconds in a great spot. He's able to get one. The Seekers, he gets a second. Drops things down to a 1v1. Second has the spike. Hasn't planted it. The gravity well could be good for Marv. He has full armor as well. The flash hits. Second. Little ring around the rosy as Marv's there, and Marv comes up huge for Envy to win the round.
Wow.
Recovering it.
So much teamwork from Envy on that one to make sure it came through. Victor saving Ye on the op shot was huge, and it did provide a little bit more time for the rest of the team to walk in here. We'll see that save right here as they come around. Sorry, that was, yeah, Victor that saved him. Oh my word, they get taken down. And then this just battle is back and forth, and Marv just so brazenly continues to walk one way into the site. He's like, one way, and this is the way to take it. And he does get that round win.
Get out of my way.
And now we're seeing a different look from XSET, right? The last 2 rounds have been hot and heavy towards A. This time, two things that are different. One, the place where they're going, but then 2, the pace has changed as well. But they are going to go ahead and open with the Seekers. Look at how far up FNS is! The timing is beautiful, and he gets the spike!
One of the first times they've pushed that far up. They're continuously varying what they're doing here on defense. Like I said, Envy doesn't have very much of a defense. It's always a little bit of an offense sprinkled in there, even if they're on the defensive side.
So Envy lost control of Spike there. They had it early on. FNS was able to get it, but the fight that ensued towards Garage was they had to pull attention away. So Def has actually got the Spike, and he's hightailing it out to A. Zekin's playing a bit of interference, try to delay things as best as he can. Yep. But XSET have made something out of something that didn't look very good.
All the stars. Just put them everything. We don't need them. Activating quite a few. A quick recall. Smoke for a second there. And now they should be able to just keep this one tight. Wait until the defuse. And take them out one by one.
I think the flash spotted second, so they should have a good idea of where he is. Crashy's on the tap, but he's not going to stick it out. He's waiting out for that util to come through. They've got to clear out second. They cannot leave him here. Shock Dart narrowly misses, and you see them swinging as a double. Ooh, 1-1. Able to clear it out. Def, baby! Def wins it for XSET.
The fact that they were able to get that frag with such low HP, was that BCJ back there? Oh my word. He could make it a 1v1 so well played. Def able to come and clean that one up. 2-3 as it looks like we may be going punch for punch once again. And a lot of these rounds coming down to the frags, as you can see. We'll have to see what else happens between them. Money is Spectres right now for XSET. A few of those still coming through, as well as, is that a Guardian as well for BCJ? Looking to rock a few quick shots. Kenny laser a dome as he peeks down long C.
Yeah, big fan of the Guardian. BCJ whipped it out a couple of times. Not able to land anything there, but he has shown proficiency on it in the past. So we'll see if he's able to get anything. So the blade, or excuse me, the blade should just come the line, but the ult point goes in the pockets of Zekin. Get him one step closer to having Seekers on. And Victor has taken A main control away. So you've got info. You know they're not going towards A main. You have some presence outside of Garage. You've got a decent idea of where XSET are here. That's why Envy's leaning so heavy towards C.
The divide comes up. That's going to block spawn, Garage, and quite a bit here coming from the attacking side. Let's see if XSET can make the way they want. You see that Victor's pushing up. He's got a lot of info to the team, and they're saying, yeah, well, we don't see too many in sight just yet.
FNS is in a great spot. Gay was able to swing out as well, and Marv, they're sitting ducks. XSET's just down to Aaron, who's going to show up just a bit too late as Marv gets 3, Envy get 4.
The push from Victor gives them everything they really need to know. They have the idea, utility, everything's coming into C, and you saw how they're holding their angles. They're not peeking out and trying to find if XSET is there. They're waiting for XSET to start shooting. Then you see Envy come out of the woodwork, and they just start to smother.
And that's where, like, the gathering of information by process of elimination allows you to do that.
Exactly.
You don't have to wonder if they're there. You know they're there.
That's a heck of a thrifty / semi-eco. There were definitely pistols there for the side of Envy. with the Spectres and Guardian of XSET. 4-2 as we enter round 7. Another push-up. Yay gets audio cues, if not visual, from this spot. And how long does he hold it? Hearing him jump around already.
I don't know that they're expecting that. Oh, the drone's going to give it away. He's got to clear out the drone.
Perfect.
All right, so the drone actually tagged him, but Ye's not safe. Yeah, Ye's not safe at all. He's going to have to dash, Cloudburst.
Ooh.
The Sheriff's not able to do it, and a huge flash there from Victor to provide him safe passage out.
And see how much slower and more of a death ball, a team, I should say, they're playing. Not really a death ball with pistols, but they don't have the trap wires to be afforded this round on the side of Aaron. They're staying together. They have to retake just about everything if they didn't start there.
Yeah.
And this pistol round could be tough. If they can get Marved here and cycle this gun around, it could be huge. Marv with the spam just misses. And now XSET can slow it down a bit with 30 seconds.
Yeah, they retake control of the spike. They're able to upgrade a weapon as well. They don't have a ton of time. And you see FNS has invested some util right on B, which, because of the time situation, it's not like they have very many other options. Victor comes in big with the kill onto BCJ. The gravity well pulled off the turret, but it didn't matter. Now with 13 seconds left, the numbers actually are tied up with Victor. Oh, Victor good for 3. Give him 4 as Envy gets a 5.
The gravity well hard trolled BCJ. He was one shot away from taking the turret down, and then he's shooting at this moving object. Oh, that's unfortunate. 5-2. Again, Envy starting to sweep these rounds. They say, we're ready for Haven. They're starting on the defending side, and they're coming out strong to shut down XSET. If it's a long C push that you see coming out of FNS, or if it's the long A push coming out of Ye with Victor a little bit behind her, Crashy's behind. It's been back and forth how they're swapping it, and now they have KJ, FNS playing in Garage with all utility in B. So again, a different setup.
Very different setup. The Trailblazer's going to push off Ye. Hunter's Fury coming out as well from BCJ, and it's good onto Victor. And that's going to give them access onto A. They're going to use the Seekers as well to clear the way, push members of Envy off. So they've gotten onto site. They should be able to get the spike down, but FNS has lockdown and Marv has Cosmic Divide. These are key ultimates here.
Oh, Crashies. Can he get any good damage out of this? They are going to know he's coming from there. 4v1, just about all the util you could ask for to retake, besides that Seekers that would be up. Here comes the KJ ult.
So the thing is, they have safety that they could sit at in long. All right, and now take a look at where Def is. Def was slow playing down too long. He's behind them. This is such a good spot
too simple
for him. Yep, Def gets one onto FNS. Yay on the zone. They don't know. He's able to get it to half. Crashy's good for 1. Crashy's good for a 2nd. Marv gets it as well. BCJ has to go in here. BCJ gets cleaned up as Marv gets 3 and the defuse.
For them to be able to switch that around with such a flank coming in, I think that was also knowledge, right? We're seeing a team go for the site, but they're also saying, you know, we've only identified 2 big flank. Right, and then you're always watching the big flank. It becomes a little more sorted, and you're able to suss out what's going down. Crashies, Marved again coming up big for the team. And now it is going to be 6 rounds for Envy. A quick pull away here with those 4 rounds in their favor as they start to get a little bit of padding. And now it's 2,900 credits going over to the side of XSET with these 3-round losses. So they're starting to get into that hurt money pool. You already see Spectres with the Vandals, and Death goes down to start.
Certainly not how you want to kick things off if you're XSET here. Zekin clearing out some Garage. He did spot Crashies as well. But for XSET, even with that in mind, we're able to take Garage control. So you know they're going to want to go C here. Pure dashes in and just absolutely gets cleaned up by FNS as soon as he gets on. BCJ and Aaron managed to do it. Crashies. Crashies. You can't leave them unchecked. Second 1v3 spots Ye. Just narrowly grazing his ear, but the spike's nowhere near Zekin at this point. There's really no way for him to get onto it easily and then somehow get the spike down and then somehow win the 1v3. So Crashy's good for 3 again. I think he's gotten what feels like
he's got at least 3. Got at least 3 of those. Hat trick on the hat tricks.
Yeah.
And between games as well, the tweets going out from the teams as they're happy. Crashy's tweeted all caps, "You think I'm going to let you take this from me?" And then a lot of ha-has. I'm not going to fake laugh on stream. But it was there in capital letters, so it was yelling too. No, he's pumped. He's on another one right now, and he is cleaning up kills, feeling it. And I do not think it's something XSET expected, honestly.
No, look at XSET's economy here, right? Like just pistols. So you start to look at a potential 8-2. We're Rave, like we're talking about a 9-3 perhaps.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And that's going to put it up to the defense of XSET, really. How well will they be able to play with Envy, even maybe trying to 5-man a sight with a 1 in the flank late, you know, as they peel off and reset. Yay with 2. Yay for a 3rd. Making the pistols dwindle that much faster on the side of XSET. They were hoping to laser beam a few heads, but not in front of that scope. Looking for a quadra here. The 4K almost coming up, and he's just going to know that there's a sheriff.
1 enemy remaining.
Oh. Look at the wall peak. It's tough. Tough. FNS comes up with a frag of his own there, Doug, and you could be right for the 9-3. Let's see if this is a round that XSET could put in their favor.
And 9-3, like 9-3 is disastrous. In my opinion here, if you're XSET, like facing elimination, facing Berlin, obviously going down, you come into this map comfortable, right? Like for XSET, we talked about their record. It's a 4-2 record. They start on attack a lot. Right, like this is a comfortable spot for them. The win rate's better on attack, and it just hasn't shown itself here.
Trailblazer to clear mid, no fast push. Then he wants to quickly get, and they know KJ is hanging out in garage. Taking out the door means there's nobody in garage. They gain a little bit of space, right? They know KJ has been pushed out and probably not going to play within that position anymore. So it's the little things. Now XSET moves forward. If they wait too long, all of that resets. It's almost like you didn't do anything. Anybody can be anywhere after a certain amount of time. Right. And now they play this patiently, maybe looking for more utility. But I feel like this might just favor Envy. They're already towards one side of the map, which hasn't seemed to hurt them. Their retakes feel good. So Envy's just saying, let's see what you got. Bring it in a little bit more. We're not going to play as aggressive.
Well, and look, they just used the Trailblazer. They cleaned out mid. They cleared out. They got some vision back into attacker spawn as well, and because of that, they're able to move up. So you feel, again, this process of elimination. As you said, Ray, that was an excellent point. As time goes on, this doesn't fly out. They invested the Gravity Well. They invested the Hunter's Fury. Very well played plant spot.
Oh, the angle.
By XSET, but yeah, I mean, that going down on the depth there is huge. The Cosmic Divide does come out, though. It's a 4v3 in favor of Envy. Victor starting to creep his way forward more and more as numbers equalize. Pure has spotted Victor. Not able to land anything quite yet. Spike continuing to tick away. If you're Envy, you're going to have to move soon. Excellent job from XSET to keep things at bay for now. Victor, good for one onto Pure. But again, the clock is not your friend, Victor. Victor's going to get cleaned up. BCJ gets 3. Ye's going to get the kill, but he's just saving weapons at this point. As XSET get the round.
Oh, he thought he'd double thing. He's like, no, maybe not. Maybe
Last
not.
round in
I forgot how much money I had in my wallet.
I won't tempt fate this time around.
Yeah, I mean, even look at it, and the Envy's feeling it. 3 members above 10 on frags. You know, it's a lot more teamwork going into those. We saw the trade as well happening at short just in that last round. Right, they lose one. Victor was there to trade. It's just they're so in sync on the side of Envy, and that's something that's really tough to beat if you're trying to find where your team can be in sync, or even a few steps behind 11 rounds.
Good flash from Zekin early on to at least have presence of mind that it may be somebody who's peeking B or somebody has pushed it forward. Either way, it's not a comfortable way to go. The Blade Storm not landing on the death there.
Oh, just backpedal headshot. It's cool. No problem from Def. It's a normal day. He gets that one. Looks like they are going to work back towards A little bit here as they feel like they have spread out Envy efficiently with that bit of a push. And look at this. They don't have much watching their flank, so they retake everything.
All right, so the Seeker should be a pretty clear tell that the hit's going to be that way, and you see members of Envy all rotate over. The Flash is going to come out to let them know that they haven't made it on the site yet, so there is time. Victor and Marv! Second, able to clear it out, however. The Bladestorm goes in, his Pure is good for one. Yay, in a 1v2, he's tagged. He's got the Bladestorm, but he's going to have to get in on the site. The thing for him is that the spike is not down yet, so there's still time.
One enemy remaining.
Yay, dashing around. Yay, good for one. Yay, looking for the second, and Diablo does it again!
Oh wow, you guys suck.
Oh my gosh.
Switching
Also,
sides.
what was that hopping up short into Marv? He instantly just floored two people coming out of short. Ye comes in to clean up. The rest says thank you very much. Sticking a little El Diablo name on that round. And these rounds, honestly, have just been something else for Envy. They're able to come out strong and continuously taking it to XSET here. We didn't really see XSET getting too many plants down or the plants lasting that long.
No, I'm exposed. It's so hot I had to drop the jacket. That's how good the match has been. We're going to cut to a break. When we return, the second half between these two squads. Don't go anywhere. Envy 4 rounds away from punching a ticket to Berlin, while XSET stare up what seems like an insurmountable deficit at this moment, just to make it competitive, just to force your way into Breeze. Welcome back to the second half. I'm Doug. With me is Riv. Envy have had full control, as you can see on the timeline. Now XSET are going to have to make magic happen.
That's a lot of control. And I'm interested in Envy's side here. They do not, I should say they have that Sentinel, but they don't have a Cypher, which plays much different in what you're leaving behind you, where you're leaving it, how far you can go as KJ. The in and out, they're playing the little Sentinels plant here. Looks like they won't. Nope. They decide not to. Nice trap coming in here by Aaron. It looks like another one in Garage. And Doug, looks like C may be where this round ends.
Gravity while keeping things at bay for now as Crashies looks to go in a bit more aggressively.
Ooh,
Good
bye-bye.
shot dart from
Down.
BCJ. The spike doesn't go down, but FNS is in a great spot. Spots one, not able to land the kill. A second and Aaron trade those out, actually.
There we
Things look
go.
so good for Envy in that moment, but it's actually XSET. We take things away. Look at Def on the flank as
enemy
well. He's going to
remaining.
be able to get behind them. Spots Crashies, cleans him up. Marv is left alone. He's good for one,
Marv?
good for a second, but the clip runs dry as XSET win the pistol.
I was gonna say, you look at Pure and BCJ, Zekin and Aaron had almost the same health. They all stubbed their toe, and it's a 1v1, but they did find the kill there. A nice try by Marv. 9-4 here as XSET find a very much needed round to stop the pace of what Envy was doing and make sure they have a few more rounds of padding to play with here. If they can start to get Envy in that money trough or econ once again, we saw what they were able to do on the first map. Maybe they can do it again.
Look at BCJ's buy. I mean, they're going for it. And then even on Envy, look at Envy choosing to force up a bit. There's no way that XSET's expecting this force up, right?
So, and then they consider if they're playing a trap in Garage, then no eyes will be on Garage. They make their way towards Garage, Trailblazer through to make sure that stops. They shoot the trap off the Trailblazer, and then so it can get more distance, and they're in.
They don't
Nice
know.
little play here, and you're still right. They don't
know.
know.
They don't know.
Oh, he doesn't.
How does that not connect? Aaron comes up huge, stops Yay. FNS not able to land the shots either. Where are the bullets going? As BCJ gets one with the shock dart. FNS in the same position he was in before. Somehow, XSET have found a second lease on life in this round twice. Finally, one goes down. Victor, good for it though. Pure comes up big.
My gosh.
What was that round?
I think the first half of everyone's clip were blanks, and then they started firing real bullets. But as soon as they met, it was family photo. 5 down on one side, 3 drop quick for the side of XSET, but it's enough to keep them alive with the defuse coming through, and they start to pull back a few more rounds. Now we would be on what is their bonus. And we'll see Sheriffs coming in here for the side of Envy since they did go for that buy with the Spectres. They're going to be hurt a little bit, and maybe that's XSET finding that econ advantage a little earlier, and they can start to really put Envy on their heels.
You talk about Envy, though, like feeling comfortable in a position of power. They run that risk because it seems safe, right? Like, even if they lose that, they still have a good, comfortable round lead. Even if things go sideways, right? Like, you stretch that out over long enough timeline, yeah, they still have Breeze, mind you. I'm certainly not suggesting that they want to get to any of those things, but I like the application of pressure in that moment. Roll the die, see if you can catch him slipping, but excellent response from XSET. Oh, but can they do it again?
Oh,
Yep.
gets the spray.
Down A.
So
look
far,
at that.
so good.
Beautiful positioning.
Enemy remaining.
Woo. All right, so now Envy should have rifles. Now they find themselves in a better situation here, and now again the onus is on XSET, right? Like XSET have to be the ones to weather this storm. They're the ones who are going to have to deal with the onslaught of Envy, how defaulty they can be, how they change pacing to make things happen, to see if they can get something going here. Op in the hands of Pure, lighter buy for BCJ and for Aaron.
And small bits of consideration. So, BCJ had to go in deep. Aaron has 2,800 credits left, opting for the Spectre to make sure there's more money for following rounds if an op needs to come through, if they need something else. Plus, Cypher utility breaking the bank. But they're definitely working a bit of that econ a little deeper than we're seeing on the side of XSET. Yay, pushing through. Oh my, tempting fate for a moment.
And you can tell they wanted to go B. They invested that shock dart to clear out any util that would be sitting right there. But Pure's a sitting duck here. Yeah, he was overwhelmed by members of Envy. Victor and Crashies are able to get a kill apiece. Now, Yay. See if he can have a bit more success than FNS did in that same spot. Yes, he can for now. He's going to dash away to safety as well. As the spike goes down, the Cosmic Divide comes out, forcing them to work their way into Garage, right? Like, they can't easily push in through Defender spawn. Yeah. So now, with that in mind, you're still kind of playing out for it. Understanding BCJ's there, or at least someone's there. We know it's BCJ. The spike continues to tick away. They're just going to save.
Great little shot by Crashies on that sonar bolt that came through. Totally allowed Victor to keep his eyes forward. Just that scenario shows you how confident they are in playing with each other and knowing that somebody's going to help or take care of something that needs to be utility-wise. And here they just pan this one out at the end of Long C. And Envy are going to be able to find this on the gun round. Pure, like you said, getting so overwhelmed, but being in a position for the operator to be overwhelmed. Honestly, that's not what they needed. With the amount of momentum and money they need to be saving, they need to play a little safer, but just not give everything up. Still has Blade Storm here. The money that they did have or save, you see, now puts them down to a position where losing could start to hurt a little bit more for XSET.
Yeah, he's going to have that op this time around. Look like he's going to be peeking Garage. Likely we'll get a flash in his face here in just a moment. Never mind. Yeah, he's good for one. There's the flash. There's the flash, and there it is in his face. It was a bit late. I forecasted it a bit earlier than it did, but it did come through. FNS is able to get one, though. Numbers advantage in favor of Envy. Oh! Marv,
Quickly taken down.
Concealment, blocking vision.
Says, come on, I got this site all to myself. Marv doing quite a bit of work here. It looks like they are going to be able to help him out. Well, BCJ? Oh, running straight through.
Spike
Regard for what was happening around him there. Pure is able to get one on Marv. Just Marv was looking to push the matter, right? Like, and once again, Pure finds himself in a bit of a sandwich, right? An unpleasant one. You've got FNS coming around. The flash is going to give away his position as well as Envy get to 11, and you start to feel like it's there, right? Like Envy can taste it. They're just a couple of rounds away. I imagine comms right now are absolutely nuts.
Absolutely, getting those passports ready. I'm going to say nuts for Envy. I feel like they understand they're in the lead. They are incredibly happy, but nuts, I think, is what could make things chaotic.
Yeah.
You know, keeping it down, the chef's kiss is rolling, but I don't doubt it that they absolutely want to go nuts with their passports right next to them for Berlin in just a few rounds. Crashies to start this one off. A guiding light right over the wall as well as Ye just fires forward with the Blade Storm.
Remember, this is a light buy for XSET too. You see Zekin has a rifle, BCJ has a Marshall, and Aaron has a little something to cook up with, but that's all that's going on, and I love this from Def, but all you've got is a Sheriff. And you're about to be given away by the dart. Tags him up, no Hunter's Fury to follow up. But you do have a Blade Storm, and you do have Ye. The Tripwire's going to delay things for just a bit, but it doesn't matter. As Ye gets one, pure dueling Blade Storms, as it looks like a bit of a dogfight's going to go down. Ye able to get one more. As Zekin's left alone in a 3v1, he's going to show up. The Seekers will be there. What magic does he have in him? Zekin's already good for one, but the Dart's going to give him away. He's going to have to reposition. The nice thing is, Ye hasn't planted the spike yet, right? So there's time. Zekin reposition, or at least make them think that he's gone elsewhere.
45. What can he do? 125 on his HP. He's going to have to go through armor and everything for Crashies and Ye here.
Yeah.
He's got the 1v1s. He does not have a safe defuse, though, with his back towards that spawn area. You can get a side defuse on it. Shot's going to be made. Ye takes it out, opens up the round, and ends the round, putting Envy on game point to go to Berlin, Doug.
Game map point, series point. We talked about them being able to taste it, right? Just on the cusp of what they've worked for, of what they brought Ye and Marv onto the roster for, now coming to fruition, and at just the right time. A huge lead, a lower bracket run, but they've got to put the finishing touches on this Mona Lisa performance to be able to pack their bags. One round away from making it happen. It is going to be a full buy from XSET. You see, actually, excuse me, I say that. Aaron's on a lighter buy, as is Zekin. Ye's gone up aggressive. Ye's going to get punished. Victor trades it out, though. Spike rotates away.
Oh, this was going to be a slow wait round. I mean, we saw already Marv was pulling into that cubby out at long. They didn't expect so much action to happen at A. XSET is not usually pushing out that much, so they're trying to set the pace differently on this round, trading the 1-for-1, and they may have thrown Envy into a bit of a sweaty play here. Let's see if mid works.
Crashy should be able to get some info and
Oh,
some
my
space, but my
word.
goodness, yeah, look at the mini-map, folks. It's a death ball coming down long. Here it is. Death good for one. BCJ looking to bang across as FNS somehow stays alive. Certainly a bit more tattered, but he stays alive. The Dart's going to give Marv's position away as well, and you see Aaron at this moment is starting to creep forward, right? Take away garage space, feel the pressure elsewhere on the map, and deny info, but look at how deep in Crashies is.
Everything is positioned so weird right now. Crashies deep. You can see A trying to retake their own spawn back. Pure peaks. That's going to be there as well. So they see one. Going to get an idea who's coming around the corner. Crashies has a very pivotal spot here. Will he be able to make the frag? And he does!
FNS is going to get the spike down as well. Crashies gets a second. Two members remain from XSET. 2v2 here to keep things alive. Aaron goes up big, and he's going to get the neural theft as well. Crashies with the Hunter's Fury. He doesn't, I don't know that he's going to have time to get the spike down. He's going to have to go. 9 seconds, 8-7. He's going to have to stick the fight onto Aaron as well, but Aaron wisely playing around it keeps XSET alive for another round.
Oh my word. You could see XSET at that moment. They're playing a game of touch and go. Can we still take one down? There's enough time. Start to spread out so we can't get collateraled or double killed. Nothing can happen. They are playing the clock whenever possible here because they know how strong Envy is right now and how hungry they are for that ticket to Berlin.
Still an interesting buy coming out from XSET. You've got Zekin. He's going to be rocking a Spectre. Rifles the rest of the way. And for
This is different.
Envy, still have plenty to work with here. It is different. The Crashies ult is going to come out. Aaron goes in aggressive, but Ye just goes. He full sends. Crashies is able to get one as well as Ye gets a third. Just two members remain on the side of XSET. As the spike begins to go down, they're both playing back off in defender spawn. This seems like it's going to require a Herculean effort just to equalize things. Ye gets one. Ye gets a second. What more fitting of a way to do it? Willkommen in Berlin, baby. Envy's representing North America at Masters.
What a round to do it. Cheeky Shakhtar, Sonar Bolt up to the top. The team followed through. Full team play on that last round for everybody to get it up, and who else but El Diablo to come up with the final rounds to lock in Berlin for Envy.
Oh my gosh. What a beautiful performance, right? Like, you think about how well they played Haven, how the first half wasn't statistically their preferred side, right? But they created such an expanse between them and XSET that they were able to gamble a little bit. They were able to force after losing the pistol, and they still had that much room to work with. You can tell for Envy, oftentimes you'll see teams
Yeah.
When they're close, they'll play not to lose. Envy was playing to win, and it paid off.
The whole time, again, say it over and over, they're that team that hardly has a defensive side. You always see Envy aggressing, even when they were with Caboose and the rest of the guys. Now they're swapped out with Ye and Marv. There's still so much aggression from this team, and I think it's one of their strong points, and it's not something teams have really been able to tackle.
No. We know who's going to be representing North America in Berlin, and I cannot freaking wait. Fellas, in the studio, take it away.
First strike, top 4. Masters, top 4. They missed out on Reykjavik, but right now, the boys in blue, they finally did it. The boys from Envy are finally going to Berlin, and this is it. We have our 3 teams represent North America. It's about time we make some noise. But, I mean, all around, finally, the team that we said was full of potential, are they ever going to just cross that hump? They finally did it, and now they're going to do it.
Dude, and it took the change there to bring in Marv and also to bring in that new Jet player, Ye, to actually help Envy make it to the top and also qualify to Berlin. And you know what? That's 3 strong powerhouses from North America that's now going into Germany in September. And just to look at this map, guys, I mean, unfortunately, first map, very, very close. I thought it was going to be something good close on the second map, but they just fell short, unfortunately, for XSET. Nothing was really working. Battles, duels were lost. You can try whatever you can, but Ye, Rashi, these guys wanted it more.
I'm just going to say this, even though it's not true. I totally went for XSET just so we didn't have that jinx on the desk. Whenever Vansili and I have said, oh yeah, Envy's got this in the bag, that was when they fell, so I had to give it that. I'm just going to pretend that that's the case.
I'm the new good luck charm. When it's Bach and me together, it doesn't work, but when it's just me, it's okay.
Yeah,
so
there you go,
Envy
exactly.
fans, you all heard it.
I'm the clown. He's not, so you can clown emoji me all you want. I'm just so glad that Envy finally did it because it's been such a difficult problem for them all throughout VCT, getting to this point to finally just break through that barrier. It's got to be so relieving.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it's not just one player. Yes, we're taking a look at the stats, and Ye is on top as the MVP, but every single player on this roster is an MVP.
Correct.
And talking about the Credit Karma Instant Karma moment, I mean, there's not just one standout. There's just about everybody out there. From the support players to the front lines, these guys have been incredible.
Yeah, exactly. When we look at this round over here, this is pretty much the retake going in from Envy as well. There was a huge flank that was coming out from Death. You see from the spawn line on that minimap to break that Killjoy ult, but that Killjoy ult plus the Cosmic Divide that came in from FNS and from Marv respectively allowed for Envy to push more aggressively into the site, but also push away, XSET away, nullify the flank that came out from Death, and allow this 2v1 to happen in the end, and that clutch winning moment actually to win the round for Envy. Beautiful retake, and that's why we saw that dominance as well from that team on this set.
I mean, it's just crazy. The team changes came by. Mummy and Caboose, we love you guys, and they were replaced by Marv and Ye. And it just seems like just the master mindset behind this team. Shout out to FNS and all the coaching staff, by the way.
Mike's
Everything
high
just,
definition.
yes, Mike HD. Shout out to him. Everything just fit together like a puzzle.
Yep. No, definitely. Everything, like, nothing was crazy, right? I didn't see anything that was like, okay, let's try to do something unorthodox and try to throw XSET off. It was just they played to their play style. They didn't need to read too much into XSET into that second map. And it's that Envy that we saw, that 13-0 versus T1. Pretty much that same Envy that I saw in this matchup here.
Now, the one thing that I definitely like about this team change as well is the difference of play styles that we're getting from Envy, right?
Yeah.
Before, they didn't really have an aggressive jet. But you put Ye out there, and it seems like FNS said, listen, you have the green light. If you see a 50-50, take it, because in your end, it's more than that. They were able to dominate, and Bach, he showed up in the biggest way possible.
Well, what's crazy is you look at his first bloods and his first deaths. He's got 22 total.
Yeah.
That no one even comes close. Pure had 15.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah, sure, it's close. But double digits in both categories. Sure, you don't necessarily want double-digit first deaths, but it illustrates the lack of fear.
Yeah.
He wants to be the first one in, and it's high risk, high reward. That's the nature of being the entry.
Yes, and we saw it all around with all the gameplay. And speaking about that, the Aim Lab flick of the day, Bach. Tell the audience what they're about to watch.
So we had quite a few flicks of the day, but this one's going to be back on Haven as well. It's actually going to be coming out right here. Look at this shot coming up from Tens. This is earlier in the day, but look at this. The dive bomb out and then the flick back after the dash. That's where you really see the flick. The first shot, it's It's just tens.
It's all in one
tens
round,
in.
exactly.
Like, that's just tens being tens. But this incredible flick down, and then the dash across, quickly spotting out the last player before Ethan even realizes what's happening. Great movement from tens as always.
Now, I mean, we could rant and rave about Envy all day long, but Van Silly, we have to show love to XSET. I mean, speaking of Psycho this morning, this team, they look entirely different than what we knew about them before. They worked their way up the ranks. They weren't a team that we all had on our radar winning it all, really, but they made a statement, and they were just a few maps away from taking it overseas to represent us.
The improvement that they demonstrated, for XSET, just with this new roster coming in with these, we had 2 new players, Zekin coming in at the latest for this roster, Def coming as well, being the IGL, and they're still, like we said, they were decent right now. They were top 8 qualifying at least into the close qualifiers, but not making it enough to get it to the bigger stages, right? Now you have these 2 players, they're almost there. I feel it's like now XSET's the new Envy.
I was just going to say the same
Even more
thing.
time, right?
XSET is the new Envy, the new top 4 contender.
Exactly.
It's insane. Now, Bach, if you're out there and you're from any other region that's not NA, what do you say when you take a look at our lineup heading over to Berlin? 100 Thieves, you have Sentinels, and now El Diablo and Envy, they're going to be leading the way as well.
I think if you're from any other region right now, you're emailing your contact at Riot and asking for a 4th place trophy, because that's the best you're going to do. North America is stepping up big. The top 3 teams at the next Masters will be donning the red, white, and blue, or potentially just the red and white if they're coming from Canada.
And that's why, sorry, Mark, but the competition is going to be so easy for NA going into Berlin that we're not even done for the rest of this weekend. We still want to know who's the best team in North America right now. Right now, because we do have, Sentinels that's still at the top, even though the fans may think it might not be as important for these matches, it still comes down to there's some rivalry going on around here. I mean, 100 Thieves, yes, they lost earlier on today, but it's not over for them. They're in the lower finals. They're going to meet up against Envy now, and you're going into those battles. Like that powerhouse of, is there going to be an underdog? Is there going to be a new Sentinels player? They're going to take it more seriously.
Now, the funniest part about this is when it came to Envy, there's a specific player on that team, Crashies, the Sova main. He knew that they had this in the bag, and he put out a tweet right after they won map 1. Bach was just walking around laughing, and there it goes. You think I'm letting him take this from me? Ha 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 ha.
That maniacal laughter at the end too, like he's sitting there like grinding his hands.
It had to be more than that, like a cackle, like a Joker style, like. Right?
That's scary.
That was actually solid.
That's right.
Between that and the pizza, I'm steering clear of this man.
But on a serious note, though, how good does it feel if you're a player on this team, the IGL, a duelist, or whatnot, and it's your Sova that has confidence like this, clutching it in and out of Ascent?
Well, remember when these 2 players, Food at the time, now known as Victor, but Food and Crashies joined from T1. And a lot of people looked at that as a mistake by T1 to let those 2 players through because they saw the tremendous level of talent that they had and the potential that they represented for North American VALORANT. But then they joined Envy, and things took a little bit of time to come together. I still say that Victor is playing great. Crashies, though, has stepped up his game. Over the last couple of months specifically, we're seeing Crashies continue to get better and better. He has become a clutch player that they really rely upon, especially when you look at that last series, like we talked about it coming into it, the head-to-head between Crashies and BCJ. It's common for the Sova to be that last player left. We see the same thing from Hiko. But Crashies was just doing it over and over and over again. 3K, 3K, 3K. Really consistent performance from Crashies. That's why he actually ends up topping the charts for the team across the series.
Yeah, we talk about MVPs, right? When you looked at that scoreboard, Veli, you were saying it's all of these players who are MVPs too. Marv and FNS for me, like FNS, of course, great IGLing, but when it comes to Marv with the clutch. Yeah, we talk about Crashies a lot in like these 3vx or 1vx's, sorry, but Marv is also that type of player that's going to turn a 4 versus 2 to a 2 versus 2 to a winning condition for Envy in the end. Like there was a Breeze game, I think, on the game versus TSM when it was a 2 versus 4. It's okay, they still have it into the bag. I saw this again today on Ascent versus XSET. It was a 2 versus 4. It was who? It was Marv, then I think it was Crashies, if I'm not mistaken, but at least Marv was alive. Still around 1 there by Envy.
He's the opening act. He's the setup man. He comes out and he kind of cues things up, and then Crashies is the finisher. He'll come in and close out the round. And honestly, it's a less than glamorous position to be in because no one looks at that round and goes, wow, Marv did everything, unless you're someone who's really a student of the game. You're just looking at the person who gets the clutch. So ultimately, like, it is an important combination of those 2 players kind of putting the efforts together and resulting in a win for Envy.
Now, speaking about one of the most dangerous players on this roster, we actually have an interview with the Silver main himself, Crashies from Envy. Let's throw him up on the screen.
Hello, everybody. Hello. We've done
going
it.
on, Crashies? First off, congratulations for making it to Berlin. And hey, you guys have battled it out. This has been such a long journey. The talk about Envy has been, can you guys ever cross that hump to really make it to the top tier of NA? And now you're one of NA's finest. So first things first, just how when the rest of the players on Envy?
Yeah, I mean, like you said, it's been forever like that we couldn't even get over our hump. Even from first strike, we were looking really good. And, you know, we got third, fourth. So it's always kind of been a mental thing. So it's kind of hard for us to get over as well. But yeah, I love my team, honestly. There's nothing else I can really say. I have so much thoughts going through everything's flowing right now.
That's good. Let that emotion live out through you, man. Now, I have a serious question. Now, you're talking about how good the players are on your team. Let's be completely honest. When you ever had that first scrim with Ye and Marv, did you sit back and say, damn, these guys are great?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Especially as a Sova, I'm just sitting back, you know, kicking my feet up. My hands are back, just chilling, letting them, you know, kill everything. But yeah, those guys meshed really well with us. It was super easy fitting them in. It's just been super awesome, honestly.
Now, you're going overseas to represent all of us, and you're going with 100 Thieves and also Sentinels, big names in the scene, right?
Yep.
Which team are you excited, or which region are you excited about playing against when it comes to this next big international land?
Definitely Europe, just because, I mean, we're so used to playing NA. We're so used to playing Sentinels, 100 Thieves. I mean, we've been in top 4 for a while now, so we're pretty familiar with those guys. Definitely, like, the Europe region, I would definitely like to play, just because their play style is so, like, unique and really dynamic. It's really interesting.
All right, now last question. Now, from what we see so far, Envy, you guys have had limited time practice with this new roster, right? I mean, 2 players, that's a big change. That's a huge transition. Do you think that we even see half of what you guys are capable of, or are you guys going to blow us away when you get to Germany?
Oh, yeah. I mean, we've only had, like, 5 or 7 days of full practice with Ye, so it's been, like, accelerated prac. We're trying to get everything in, all the strats, all the protocols, everything, so I'm just so happy that we have, like, a full month now of just practice that we can get everything down, you know?
Crashies, I'm going to be completely honest, man. You were popping off today. Your clutches on the scent were just remarkable, right? But I'm going to leave this for you to just, you know, show some love to the fans, man. We've been rooting for you guys to make it to this step for so long now. Show some love to the people out there.
Thank you all. Thank you all. I love you all. Even Vansili, always supporting. Yes! I love you, Vansili. Always supporting. Never give up, Vansili.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Crashies.
Thank
Listen,
you, guys.
Get a good dinner. You deserve it. Get some rest, and congrats to you and your team once again. We'll see you guys next time.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Hell yeah.
No problem. All right. So, I mean, there you have it. Crashies. Listen, the deadliest Sova in the game right there. Mark my words, right? Fellas, anything you want to take away from that interview right there?
I feel good now just because he gave me a shout-out for not being a Jinxer because, again, when we looked at the NV-TSM matchup going into this bracket, I do want to give a lot to TSM, but deep down inside, of course, you want to see NV finally make it. We talked about it forever. So to see them finally make it, it's good. I'm still going to get the Plat Chat boys laughing at me because I did go for TSM before, but overall, going through this bracket, super happy to see NV move forward.
The relief and the elation on his face. It was even they recognized, like, oh my God, finally! Like, they have tried so hard to get past that point, and they finally did it. They get to go and represent North America on an international stage and play somewhere in the top 3.
Now, this event isn't over yet, by the way. We have a few more games left up, and this is for bragging rights and a whole lot of money. Envy, after making it to Berlin and qualifying, they're now going to face off against 100 Thieves, and the winner of that, they're going to go against the God Squad. They're going against Sentinels. You heard that right, Tens and the rest of them. I can't wait to find out how that goes. But to close out today and just wrapping up on our thoughts right now, I mean, I'm full of emotions. Envy finally made it. Any last words, man, silly?
Exactly. I mean, Crash was saying, easy to put my feet up and when you have Ye that's alive, when you have Marv that's alive, but I think it's not over yet, right? They still have to go through the run, see if they can make it into the #1 here in North America for the playoffs. But if not, I'm sure that as soon as that's done, take a day off. These guys are celebrating tonight.
Bach, how you feel, baby?
I mean, my boomer ass has been following some of these guys' careers for such a long time. I've been watching Crashy since the very beginning. I watched Ye on the come up with a roster that also included Sick and Vice.
Yes.
So it's so cool to see these guys finally find success, the success I felt they always deserved. Much congratulations to everyone on this Envy roster. Good luck in Berlin.
Yes, now, like I said, this tournament isn't over yet. Yes, we know who NA's finest are. We know who's going to Berlin. 100 Thieves, Sentinels, and Envy. But these three teams are going to fight it out for just bragging rights and a whole lot of money, because who doesn't like that? So tomorrow, catch us at the same place, but not the same time. We're starting a little bit earlier this time around, 3 p.m. Eastern. We're going to shut down this desk. Whew. I'm excited. I feel like just jumping off the walls right now. But catch us more for some VALORANT action right here on twitch.tv/nursery. We'll catch you more with some great NA gameplay.